Maryland officials recently announced that they are looking to potentially expand the annual bear hunting season to Washington County. And we are joined by local sportsman and TV producer Donnie Kirby. Donnie, what are your thoughts on the bear population in Maryland?
Well, in the last 4 or 5 years, it's really improved a lot. And there's really a lot of bears. We got a lot of trail cam pictures, and they're really a nuisance. I mean, especially for the bow hunters. That's it comes in September. And they tear their feeders down, which, in here in Maryland, you could take and feed deer. Allowed to bait deer. Well, there's people coming up there. A lot of them's afraid to even go in the woods now. A lot of young people, and turn a young kid loose in the woods now is pretty dangerous up there. Especially if you get in between, if it happens. I mean, bears usually run from you, but if you get in between a sow and a cubs, going into your stand, that can be bad.
Yeah.
So, Donnie, you said they're a nuisance. What kind of problems, aside from attacking hunters in the woods, what kind of problems are they causing for residents in Washington and Frederick counties?
Well, you get a lot of people, they got the garbage out on the back porch, and then if you got young kids, you put that garbage out, and they up around there, and the kid walks out, not knowing the bear's there, and surprising the bear is the main thing. That's the main thing.
How much has the population increased, do you think?
A lot. I don't know how much, but like I say, 10 years ago, you probably never even had a bear in Washington County. Maybe one traveling through. But now, we got, like I say, a ton of trail cam pictures, and I can show you a lot of them. I've been turkey hunting in the spring and have them come right up to the blind.
Well, back in 2012, I'll tell you a quick story. Back in 2012, I was out with my one dog, Biggie Small,
Right.
and he was barking his brains out for some reason. I didn't see anybody. He barks at everything, so it could have been a bird flew by or something, all I know. But a police car comes down the street, and one of my officers tell me that, hey, you need to watch out because there's a black bear in the area. I was like, wait a minute.
In the city.
Wait a minute. We're in Hagerstown,
Right.
Maryland, okay? What do you mean there's a black bear in the area? So it's no wonder my dog was going crazy. He smelled him, I'm
They
sure.
smell 'em right away.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah, so, that's, of course, at that point in time, I was like, okay, get done so we can go inside. Okay?
Yeah.
Come on. I don't want to be out here when he comes around. But, I thought that was pretty strange that, it's not like, and I'm not like right on the edge of the city, into the county. I'm in the heart of the city, basically.
Right.
So they were in pretty far. He was in pretty far.
Well, so here's a question I would ask. What do you think the impact of the fact, well, two things. The reality of the matter is black bears now are the top predator in the area because we've eliminated wolves and cougars, which would have been the natural top predators. What impact has the fact that our deer population has been skyrocketing, A, because of a decrease in hunting, and also the fact that we out here in Western Maryland have much lower bag limits than places further east?
I think mostly it's the coyotes, to tell you the truth. On the deer population, the coyotes, well, the bears do too, but the coyotes are really the main thing.
Yeah, but coyotes are kind of small. They'll take sick or weak animals, but they really can't take a full-grown deer.
Don't bet on that.
They get very aggressive.
Yep.
Yeah.
So bears are the top of the food chain, and
The coyote ain't gonna mess with a bear, but, the coyotes they do a lot of damage, a lot.
Well, they're an invasive species. Normally the coyote population would have been kept in check by wolves, and if you know anything about the interactions between wolves and coyotes, wolves will pretty much eliminate coyotes on sight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but we don't have no
Well,
wolves around here.
yes. And that being my
So we
point.
got rid of all them.
The great one.
Hey, yay
But Terry, I
us.
want to ask you a question as well. If you're out hiking or you're a hunter, if you're out hiking, if you have encountered a bear, what should a person not wear or spray like cologne? They shouldn't wear that at all when they're out hiking, or even a hunter.
I don't
because
think
bears
that's got
get-
anything to do with as far as what you wear and stuff, but the best thing to do if you encounter a bear is just back off. And if anything else, yell and make yourself look big and stuff like that there.
Generally speaking, bears are fairly, unless you're dealing in, like in Shenandoah and that area, they've had some issues with bears getting used to people. They're fairly reclusive creatures. And normally, if you make noise, and that's one of the reasons, the best bear deterrent, if you're hiking especially, is a bear bell. Because they hear that noise and they're going to walk away. And black bears especially are fairly shy.
Yeah.
But I think you're absolutely right. And certainly I've been hiking and here more recently hunting as well. I've been hiking my entire life, and it's been drilled into me. First of all, you make a lot of noise.
Right.
And second, if a bear comes, if you do get close to a bear, don't get between the sow and the cubs.
Exactly.
Keep your distance. Don't run away from it because then you trigger the predator instinct. and make a lot of noise, and usually they'll walk off.
So lay down, play dead is a whole wives' tale.
Well, the main thing is, like I say, when these bow hunters are going out in early September, you know, when you go in, you're going in quiet and everything, you know. There's where the potential, it could really happen, you know.
Right.
So how
They're not
does,
trying to spook deer, so they're not,
Right.
you know.
so how does bear hunting, have you bear hunted? And
Oh, yeah.
tell me about that experience. How does that differ from a whitetail hunt or another hunt?
Well, it depends on where you're at. Like I say, we went in West Virginia, you're allowed to use dogs down there. Some guys, they run the bear, tree them, you know, and then they shoot them out. We took some veterans down there, you know. If anything else, if Maryland don't want to open up to the public or whatever, it'd be nice to have a special season for some of the veterans around here.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
really be good, you know, if they want to do something like that. But there are enough bear here that they should open it up.
Well, let me ask you a question now, but, and this isn't on my sheet, so this is one of mine. If we do open it up, or if Maryland does open it up in Frederick and Washington counties, I mean, you know, how much of the bear population do we take down from where it is currently? I mean, you know, because there's got to be a balance, right, in nature.
Right.
Well,
And-
usually the natural resources, they set them out. And what they did when they first started bear hunting here in Maryland, what they did is you called in. If you killed a bear, you called in, you took a checking station. Once they got to that quota, they stopped it. So if they said they want to take like 50 bear out of Washington County, then you call in each day, and once that's done,
Once
that's it.
50
But they might
is
give
it,
100
that's it.
permit sites, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think, you know, one of the things that's a little bit more difficult with bear hunting as opposed to deer hunting is when you're deer hunting, sexing the deer is very simple because you're looking for antlers. When
Right.
you're bear hunting, or at least if they're in season, if you're bear hunting, it's a lot more difficult to sex the bear. So I think, you know, certainly going with the lottery system we're having an allotment
Right.
makes sense. You know, being a veteran, I certainly wouldn't agree with your notion of opening it up to the veterans either.
You don't agree with that?
Well,
No, he
No, I
does
wouldn't be
not
opposed
oppose
to
it.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
But you did say I
Well,
wouldn't agree.
yeah, that's what you
But that's
just
okay,
said.
though.
yeah,
I knew what you meant. Kyle.
right.
Okay.
Thank you, Bob.
You're
That's-
welcome.
that means everything to me.
I know it does. I know it does.
So should, you know, we talked about whitetail. Should there be additional bag limits on whitetail in your opinion?
No, we got plenty.
No. Should you be able to kill more?
No.
No.
Believe me, you can kill plenty in Maryland.
Really? Okay.
Well, but
That
one thing that I run
surprises me.
into is
Fine.
that, so Zone 1, which is the center of
Right,
Washington
yeah.
County West, has much lower bag limits than Zone 2.
Right. That's because they don't want them down here around the city and stuff, you know.
Yeah, but it really does make a whole lot of sense because if I go hunting, I'm going to go west of here because I don't want to be in a sea of orange and run the risk of being shot by somebody like you do in Frederick.
So if I was bear hunting, what weapon would you recommend?
Well, you could take a bear down with just about anything, but like I say, 270, 30 out 6, 308, you know, stuff
How
like
about my
that.
BB gun?
Your BB gun is not going to work.
How about just a knife? That's what I would use.
Well,
Just a knife.
Just a knife.
Back in
Baseball
the-
bat.
yeah. I don't think that's
If
going
it's
to work
one of the
either.
Crocodile Dundee's knives, maybe.
It would have to be like this long.
Yeah, there you go.
Davy Crockett took one out with a knife.
He did. He did.